It is now, to kick off this morning, my pleasure to introduce to you our opening speaker, Barney Schauble. Barney is a managing partner at Nephila, which is the world's largest asset manager dedicated to weather and catastrophe insurance risks. He has spent the past 20 years working in the reinsurance markets as a broker, banker, and investor, and has served on the boards of a range of insurance and technology companies. Barney and his entire family first became involved in Ceres in 2008, and he joined the board in 2011. Along with Ann Stosball, our previous board chair, Barney was a key driver in encouraging Ceres to establish an office in California in 2015. So we are pleased to announce that just this week, Barney was elected as the chair of Ceres Board of Directors. Barney is a highly regarded leader, a mentor, and a friend to all of us on the Ceres team. So please join me in welcoming Barney to the stage.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you here today for day 2. I hope you found day 1 and the conference so far as engaging and informative as I have. We've gotten great feedback. And on behalf of the Ceres board, I want to applaud the Ceres staff who have worked very hard, as they do every year, in assembling an event that has not only a breadth, but also a depth of substance and delivers content, highlights the kind of real-world solutions that we all are focused on within all of the Ceres networks and campaigns for the challenging issues that we all face today and making sustainability a reality. And to all of our speakers who bring their expertise and insights to these sessions, we want to thank you as well for making these sessions and these days so impactful. One of the unique aspects of the Ceres Conference is that it convenes such a diverse and powerful group of leaders. People you heard from yesterday, people you'll hear from shortly, building on the work that Ceres does every day. As you know, the core role that Ceres plays as a sustainability nonprofit is working with both investors and companies to drive sustainability together. And through the networks, and through events like this one, it allows us to encourage investors and companies to work together to introduce sustainability into everything that they do. Operations, management, decision-making, from the ends of the global supply chain all the way up to the boardroom. And that's really the only way that we can get to the sustainability point that we're all seeking to achieve. Ceres mobilizes these same investors and companies as well to focus on policy, on water issues, on climate issues, on all sustainability issues at both the federal and the state level. And that is something that a growing number of mainstream investors see and have come to value and come to try to incorporate into their mainstream practices. As a result, Ceres networks and campaigns have continued to grow. And we're going to walk through, just briefly, some examples of that. The Ceres Investor Network, as you can see from this slide, now has more than 145 members representing over $23 trillion in assets, working to advance sustainable investment practices and engage with companies and policymakers. Ceres has welcomed 28 new members. You can see the logos here in the last year. Similarly, the Ceres Company Network, which now includes more than 50 companies, most of which are in the Fortune 500, working to set the highest bar for sustainability leadership through robust environmental, social, performance goals, and strong governance practices. And here again, we welcomed 4 new members in the last year to the company network, and we expect that to continue this year. The Ceres Policy Network, which is also known as BICEP, includes more than 45 companies, featuring many leading consumer brands. You can see the 6 members that joined this past year and a much broader group, many of whom support the We Are Still In campaign, which is driving the little pins that you see throughout the conference the past 2 days. The Ceres Connect the Drops campaign now has 34 companies working to advance water stewardship in my home state of California. We welcomed many new members to the campaign last year and welcomed these 7 new members in the last month alone. Lastly, we just launched the 2018 AgWater Challenge, working to get the largest food and beverage companies to address water risks in the agricultural supply chain. The last such challenge recognized 7 companies, and we hope to grow that number this year. This growth across all of Ceres networks and campaigns is obviously heartening. Though, as you have heard at this conference throughout yesterday and you'll hear today, we still need to scale up all of these efforts. There's a lot of work to be done. To support that, Ceres itself is also growing at a rapid rate. In the past 2 years, Ceres staff has more than doubled. They've grown into new office space here in Boston, are seeking new office space in California, and that team's expansion has been a critical part of enabling all of these conversations that we're having these 2 days. Thankfully, funders and supporters understand Ceres' impact, Ceres' influence, the value. None of Ceres' growth, past achievements, or future aspirations could be realized without the generous support of our philanthropic partners. As you heard yesterday, Ceres relies on philanthropy. More than 75% of its actual revenue comes from the generous support of outside parties. Conference sponsorship and fees support this fantastic event, but they don't support our work year-round. And it takes that additional revenue to act on the ideas and expand on the partnerships that we're all discussing here today. So with that in mind, I would like to take this opportunity to ask all of you to please consider supporting Ceres today via the app, which we'll talk about in a moment. At the registration desk, please find me or anybody else on the board or the staff, but we welcome your support, and it really helps to fuel all of the change that we're discussing. If you want to learn more about Ceres at any point, you can also go to the newly released digital annual report. That's at ceres.org.